We just got the room opened up here, Helaine. So we just got Zoom live, got TikTok going live as well. So just kicking off today, this Thursday's edition of Trade of the Day Live. Super excited to be here in the room with you in the studio. A lot of interesting things happening this week, Helaine. We've been telling people for about a little over a week now to be looking forward to yesterday's Fed meeting, to be looking forward to the big mega cap earnings. We got some yesterday after the market closed. We had some on deck for, or we have some on deck for today. We have Amazon and Apple scheduled for later on this evening once the market closes. But big reaction from the market today. Overall, the major reports from last night were good. From Google, from Microsoft, and from Meta. The actual numbers they reported were good.
hmm
Not necessarily great price reactions and stock reactions across the board. And of course, Meta's down pretty substantially today. There were some just concerns over the growth in their spend rate, but their earnings and revenue, great double beat. So, Microsoft in particular, they had run up quite substantially into the quarter. Helene, I know when we see that, typically you can be kind of setting yourself up for, the stock's price for perfection, and investors are going to demand that from the report. And so, it's overall a great report, but, maybe just not quite exactly the rate of growth that people were looking for. So it's down a bit today. Of course, Google, completely different story. That's, their report, just absolute slam dunk. Great reaction today. But let's go ahead and hop in and start looking at the price reaction on the charts, what it's meaning for the indexes, and just stocks broadly. So we'll go ahead and start hopping in here now. But right here, Helene, as we always like to do, we like to get just a feel of the market. Of course, like we said, a little bit of negative price reaction from several of those mega caps that reported last night. That's putting the indexes, a little under pressure. We're seeing a little bit of a rotation out of tech today, Helene.
Yeah. Which I mean
So
is
you
to
can,
be expected. I mean, it's overheated, you know?
yeah, I mean, it's been running so far. It's been a great market leader. It was, clearly in this past week, we essentially went vertical. We talked about it on Tuesday that,
hmm
we had traded up into that overbought territory. We were expecting, that we were certainly due for a pullback. And that's kind of what we've gotten, in today's trading action. So, the S&P's down a little bit in the red today. The Nasdaq's down about 1%. But as we said, there's some rotation going on in the market. So if you were to look at a chart of the Dow, Dow's actually up, the Russell's up, and interestingly, we'll get to this in a second. More S&P 500 stocks today are actually up than are down. So not,
Surprising, which it
yeah.
feels
So
surprising.
clearly seeing the headline index down, about
hmm
0.4%. That's saying that some of those bigger players, some of those heavier weighted stocks are what's putting under pressure today. But Helene, what overall are you seeing in the chart right here before we hop into our next topic real quick?
Yeah, looking at SPX, clearly things were overheated. That's what we said on Tuesday. We're due for a pullback. A lot of those big names, as you said, had run up into earnings. That typically leads to a pullback after earnings. Even if they have great earnings, if they run up into earnings, oftentimes, unless it is an all-star killer blowout, then things will pull
Hmm.
back. So just the index is cooling off, totally normal, still bullish, but just taking a pause.
Yep, exactly right. Yep, that's exactly what I'm seeing. Still really encouraged by what I'm seeing in the chart here in the trend. Just, an expected pullback. We were due for it. Like we had said, stocks really went parabolic in the last week. So they were,
Yep.
it's good to see it cool down on the headline index a bit. So really encouraged still by what we're seeing in the charts right here. Now, as we were saying, Helene, there's clearly some rotation that's going on today, on the back of last night's earnings reports. You can see what's up, you can see what's down. This is looking at the 11 S&P sectors right here. So this is just a sector ETF tracker. And so you can see what's in the red. You can see there's comm services, there's tech down here. You can see consumer discretionary is actually down the worst today, interestingly. But take a look what's up. You can see where they're clearly rotating out of and where they're rotating into. You can
hmm
see healthcare, you can see financials, industrials, real estate. Interestingly enough, consumer staples and energy are actually both up today. So there's clearly some, cash being pulled out of these tech winners. That, have been massive winners for the last several months, of course. Seeing some of that redeployed to different pockets of the market, and particularly interesting is the financials. That one's really taking up some leadership in the market today. But again, here is just a chart just showing you this is of the S&P 500 equally weighted index. And again, you can see this index is actually up. So whereas the headline index of the S&P currently is down about 0.44%. This one's actually up about a third of a percent right here. So you can see, still, a nice improvement in breadth. This is a clear indication of some of that rotation happening, beneath the surface today. But Helaine, anything else you want to touch on this before we hop into our trade ideas for today?
Well, I did just want to say that you were saying clearly money is moving out of certain sectors and into others. And the interesting one that I wanted to point out, as you had also pointed out, was financials. Because on Tuesday, Blane, you were like, hey, I am seeing financials start to move in the right direction. And I said, I agree, but I need to see a little bit more confirmation of that. And I think that's what we're seeing today. And I think that also leads into a
Hmm.
trade.
Yep, yeah, exactly right. Yeah. So, yeah, because of what we've been seeing, it's, particularly the confirmation action today, really seeing financials take up the biggest burden of leadership in this market today, at least. That's what really led me to my trade. We started to see some really, encouraging things from the financials and the charts in particular. Of course, the financials per usual, they kick off earnings season. They're the first batch of, kind of big group of companies to report all the major U.S. financials. Across the board, the reports were pretty strong, but again, the stocks, they had a similar story to what we saw today. The stocks had run up substantially into those reports. They had a very, very strong price action heading into those. So they were again kind of priced for perfection. So they reported their numbers, had good reports, but the stock sold off a bit. Had a bit kind of choppy trading from that. But since then, stocks have settled down, they've consolidated, and now they're continuing that trend higher, retaking that leadership in the market. And the stock I landed on today, Helaine, was actually Bank of America. The ticker is
All right.
BAC,
I
one that
like
we're, probably
BAC.
pretty familiar with. You probably have a branch, maybe for Bank of America right down the road from where you are today watching at home.
Oh, yeah.
But again, you can see a very, very encouraging bullish trend breaking out in this stock right here. Of course, to begin the month, the stock was consolidating, trading down just a little bit, cooling off after the monster run that it had through August and September. And then again, roughly mid-month, the stock, reverse trend started to recover, regained some momentum to the upside. All the while, again, our long-term, trend line buy signal, where this buy signal began back here in May with our 21-day EMA breaking above the 63-day right here. You can see that bullish convergence crossover that maintained its positive relationship the entire time. So that trend line buy signal is still valid. And so we saw the stock price actually, reaccelerate again, start trading above both of those EMA lines right there. So that was really encouraging. But you pair that with what we're seeing in this lower study down here, Helaine. This is a MACD chart. We always like to look at this too. And right around the time the stock started to reaccelerate, we saw the MACD line confirm that breakout, showing that short-term momentum, is really actually truly breaking out. This does, this move that we were seeing in BAC had legs to keep moving higher. And you see in today's trading, the stock actually has hit a new intraday all-time high. And at this current price level, if it closed here or higher than this level right now, that would actually set BAC up to close at a new all-time closing high. So really encouraging trading here for BAC. And the great thing too is that you see we also have our Keltner channels here overlaid on the chart. And at the current price level, the stock is still trading inside of that upper Keltner band. So
Hmm.
that, according to the technicals, is signaling that BAC, despite the just very powerful trend that it's on, despite it trading at a current, new all-time high at this current price level, that's signaling the stock is still not technically overextended, not overbought. So that's offering us a really attractive entry point for a trade on this one. And now, Helaine, again, we're right in the middle of earnings season right now. There's a lot of earnings reports on the horizon on our radar,
Oh,
that we're
yeah.
trying to be mindful of with our trading. But again, remember, these major financials, they've already reported. They reported to really kick off earnings season several weeks ago. So that's really out of the way for BAC. We've already got those numbers reported. It's already baked in. And so I don't really have to worry about that too much when I'm looking at my trade here. And what I've landed on is a directional call option purchase for BAC. I'm
I
specifically
like it.
looking at this monthly call option expiration right here. It's the November 21st, and specifically the call contract I'm looking at is the 49 strike call. See, it's currently trading at 4.55 points for one contract. And I'm actually going to go ahead and place this trade right here. I'm really, really fired up about what I saw in the charts today. Really like this trade setup. It's not carrying too much time value. It's slightly in the money, but not a super crazy expensive trade. It's only just a little over $400. to take one contract of this one. So I'm going to go ahead and actually fire this off, set my limit order at that midpoint price between the bid and the ask. I might have to bump it up just depending. So we'll see if we get filled here on this one. But that was my trade for today, Helaine.
I really, really like it. BAC had been on my radar actually before the market opened today. I was like, oh, BAC looks pretty strong. And today's movement was just further confirmation because I think one of our indicators had actually marked it as a buy yesterday. And I was like, I'm not so sure about that yesterday based on the movement. But today really confirmed that trend. So huge fan of that trade. Also, directional calls are nice for the financials. They tend to have less time value in the options, which is how we like to trade our options with lower time value. So really,
Yep.
really love the trade there, Blane.
Yep, without a doubt. Yeah, we're really, I was really excited to see that one. So again, we'll see if I can get my order filled there. It's, right on the verge of, where the midpoint between the bid and the ask is. So, we'll see how that one goes.
Yeah,
But,
we'll see. But
really, really
guys,
like that trade.
if you guys are live with us right now, I'm gonna go over my trade of the day. I'm gonna take a minute. I know you guys can't see my charts if you're on TikTok, and I'm sorry about that. So, just we're gonna talk through everything. But if you are in the room, in either room, the Zoom or the TikTok, go ahead in the chat in the comments. Tell us what stocks you want us to take a look at. After I go over my trade, we're gonna start jumping into your picks. And guys, I see your different questions. And also Christine Mitzer Blaine is Mitzner, I apologize, is asking, what was your trade exactly again?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, let me go ahead and go over it again. So it's for BAC. That's the trade that I'm personally placing today. It's for BAC, and I was looking at the November 21st option expiration and the 49 strike call, and I actually did just get
Okay.
my order filled on that one.
So the November 21st for BAC, and it was the 49 strike call. That is
Yep.
Blaine's trade of the day. And guys, I see all your stocks or your tickers in there that you want us to take a look at. Maverick, Mr. Unprogradable, some of Christine, I see all of your different stocks you want us to take a look at. We're gonna jump into that in just a couple of minutes.
Oh
But
yeah, yep. We'll definitely jump in. Keep posting those tickers. Keep posting your questions, and
yes.
hey, same goes for everybody watching in Zoom too. Make sure you post those in there. If there's a ticker you want us to give our opinion on. Again, just a reminder. Obviously, everything discussed in these calls, these TOD live calls, they are just our opinions. They're not official
Yep.
trade advice or individual trade advice. So just remember, this is always just our personal own ideas about the stocks.
It's for
So,
educational purposes only. Okay,
yep,
and with
exactly.
that, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to share my trade of the day. And of course, my thing is
Having
acting a
some
little funny
technical
today.
difficulties
Yeah,
there. There
that's
we
just the
go.
story of my day today. Gosh. Okay, my trade of the day is for Rocket Lab USA. All right, a buzzy name. I know I've been going with the buzzy ones recently,
Okay.
but that's because we're momentum traders. We're trend traders. The momentum is going to these buzzy names right now.
Helaine,
Um,
we looked at this trade on Tuesday, I think. Maybe one of our viewers maybe threw this one out there.
I think that somebody did. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think definitely somebody had thrown this out to us, and I liked it so much that I had to go with it.
We have a very
Um,
smart audience, so appreciate you guys throwing the great tickers out.
Now, Rocket Labs has been on a killer trend. The trend is confirmed here. Let me pull up my ideal chart. As you guys know, I like to look at the 35-day EMA and the 200-day moving average. Those are my preferred moving averages. A little bit different than Blaine's, but everyone, in technical analysis is a little bit different. But Rocket Labs is trading above both of these key moving averages, confirming the buy signal and the bull trend. Additionally, from here, looking at a 3-month chart, we can see that we really saw a further reacceleration of this bull trend into the beginning of October, a cool down period, and now it looks like the stock is trying to break out further again. Today, it is down. If it had been up, which I had picked this trade leading into the market open. If it had been up, I would have done a directional call option purchase on it, but the downward movement gave me a little bit of hesitation, but I still really like the stock and the trade and the trend. And so I am going with a call option debit spread for Rocket Labs. I'm doing the December 5th, 45 and 50 strike call option spread. It's a more conservative play because the stock could go up, be flat, or go slightly down and I could still make money on this position. Now, the current cost of this 5 point spread is 380. As long as I'm at 4 points or lower, I am set to have a 25% profit potential or higher on this position. And unlike Tuesday, I have enough cash in my account to take this trade, guys. I was fully invested on Tuesday, and a number of my trades hit nearly their maximum profit potential, and I was able to close out of them.
There you go. Always nice to free up some capital and look for new opportunities.
Exactly. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna place this trade at 380. That is my trade for the day. Rocket Lab USA. It's a call option debit spread December 5th. 45 and 50 strike call option spread. Now, it
Yeah,
has
I really like that setup there, Helaine, because Rocket Lab obviously, been a great performer this year. It's had, a really strong year-to-date performance. It's one of these stocks too, though, that it's been a major momentum name. Obviously, momentum
Mhm.
is really what's carried a lot for that stock this year. It certainly is a bit more speculative, player in the aerospace industry. With that, it's going to come with a lot of extra baked in time premium. They do have earnings coming up too on November 10th. I feel like, the way you set this up, going with a, very deep in the money call debit spread there, capitalizing on that extra time premium, just being afforded to it by it being a higher beta stock, also with earnings coming up, I think it's a really, really strong way to play that one. So love the trade.
And if you guys are watching me on Zoom, I am just trying to get filled. I think that Blaine's more patient when it comes to getting filled at his most ideal price, where I am a little less patient. I want to make sure I get into the trade. So I typically will go like 10 cents or higher. So just depending on the size or of the spread or exactly what's going on. But I'm gonna go ahead and submit my order at 390, and I'm gonna see if I can get in there. If I have to, I'll bump it up later. But with that, that was my trade. Blane, I'm glad that you like it, guys. I hope you guys liked it too. And it looks like we have so many different tickers that
We
people
have a
want
lot of stock tickers
to.
coming in. Yeah, we should probably start powering through some of these. We have a lot
Okay.
of them coming in. So,
And guys, we're
which one
gonna
do you want
go
to start
through
off
these.
with, Elaine?
Before we do, I just want to say, guys, we're gonna go through these quickly because you guys have thrown so many at us, and I know as we talk, you're gonna throw more at us. So,
Yeah.
as a reminder, we're technical analysts, and we are looking at stocks through that lens. We also are swing traders. Now, we also are investors. We invest long term, but our day-to-day trading is swing trading. So we're looking at momentum names, we're looking at swing trades, we're looking for stocks with short-term pops and we're analyzing the trend. So that is the way we're looking at them. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump in. First up, guys.
What's our first ticker here, Helene?
I'm trying to see, and there's so many that I have a hard time seeing, but I did see SPCE.
SPCE, Virgin Galactic Holdings. Just
SPCE.
got it
That's
pulled
from
up.
Bill. Thank you, Bill, for that chart.
Yeah, appreciate you throwing it up. And this one right here, this is a tough one, Helene. We do have, looking at just this chart right here, I'm actually going to pull up a different chart here to look at this one. Just a slightly different
Let's see. Okay, I'm looking at the
look.
6 month chart. It looks like it had a great trend from like August until October. It kind of fell through the floor after that when it pulled back. It looks like it's trying to find footing, but this is one of these stocks that ideally I'm trading stocks that are above $15. They're a little bit more likely to follow a trend, a little less volatile. But I can't really get a feel if it's actually going to find footing here right now or not. Blaine,
Yeah,
what
it
are
seemed
your
like the
thoughts?
trend is kind of undecipherable on this one. And again, you have to remember the perspective we're looking at it from. It's that shorter term swing trade setup.
Mhm.
Again, so for this one, it's kind of been trading all over the place in the past 6 months. A lot. The trend lines are not very helpful here because there really is not a decipherable trend showing up in this chart here.
Yep.
So this is probably one that I would pass on and probably be looking for a different opportunity just for what we're doing.
I agree. Next up, Maverick had a number of comments. He said, avoid options, avoid zero DTE, and he said, crash start, sell on news. Okay, interesting thoughts there. I always, let's see,
Yeah,
Christine, the
have to respect
answer.
everybody's risk tolerance. That's totally fine.
Exactly. Mr. Unupgradable said CMG.
CMG Chipotle.
Chipotle, this is one
Ooh,
we had
what's happening in my chart
traded
here?
for a long time when it was trending because we're trend followers. We also
Brutal
know
day
that
for
debit
Chipotle.
this one, and we also love Chipotle. But
I think it looks like
wow,
they dropped their burrito. This is a rough day for
wow,
Chipotle. They're down 15.5% right now. Actually,
dang,
well off of the lows, too. They were actually down substantially more. I know they reported earnings last night. I know the CEO had some tough commentary around it, but there is a trend, and it's not the type of trend you want to see. It's trending down.
yeah,
There's certainly ways you can trade that one. It's a little overextended technically to the downside right now. It's getting just
definitely.
hammered today in the trading. It's like I said, it's down 15%.
Mm-hmm.
So Helaine, this one might be, a setup that we might eye for a put option debit spread, once
Yeah,
it normalizes and kind of, steadies
levels
itself.
out exactly.
But just, just taking a look here, this is one of our favorite technicals to look at for overbought, oversold. It's a short-term RSI. I mean, Helaine,
Mm-hmm.
we very rarely get readings of below 10. It's at 5 today.
Yeah.
So, it's certainly indicating the stock is likely due for a bounce after this just massive washout in the stock today. But I will say, if you look back several months, their previous earnings report had a massive gap down.
Mm-hmm.
Just
And
had
then
the
it just
sec,
traded lower from there. Jeez.
and continued to trade lower. We've gotten similar news again here
Mm-hmm.
today,
Yep.
similar reactions.
I
So
would avoid it
certainly looks
personally.
like Chipotle's in a pretty extended downtrend.
I agree. Okay. And Rocky said that see Chipotle is trash. Just wanted to add that in there.
I would say the market would agree with you today.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so going through and Blaine, let's speed these up a little bit. We have so
Let's
many
do it. Yep.
different ones. Carvana from Maverick,
CVNA.
CVNA.
Tough looking trading right now. Pulled back a lot. What do you think, Elaine?
Bearish, super choppy, must have been earnings today. I would think based on that gap down, I would avoid.
Yep, same.
Okay, next up, guys, let's go from the Zoom because the Zoom also has some Bruce asked us to look at HBER.
HBER. I'm not.
I don't know this one. HBER. HB. Is it HBRE? No? No, it's not that either. Okay, Bruce. Oh,
Uh, yeah,
H
retype that one in there, Bruce. I can't
yeah.
find that ticker. I'm not familiar with that one. We'll go to the next one.
Hector.
SUP.
SUPN.
Super Nest Pharmaceuticals. Wow, this is
Oh
an
my
interesting
goodness.
looking chart here.
Gorgeous.
Just
Gorgeous.
yeah, great looking trend here. This is
Love.
definitely very interesting. I'm not familiar with this one,
Me neither.
but certainly one I would probably do a little more looking into. It's a great looking trend.
Great trend, technically speaking, hot overbought. If I were to be
Yes.
looking to trade this, personally, I would not enter it today because it's technically overheated well over the upper Keltner channel. I would wait for a pullback back within the channels in order to find a better entry opportunity personally.
Yep, totally agree, Helene. Same page. Up next, Krispy Kreme donuts. Okay, here we go. So ticker's DNUT. I know this is one that's kind of gotten some of the meme stock
Donut.
treatment lately, Helene.
Yum.
It's had several. Yeah.
I'm
Everybody loves when
hungry.
the hot light is on. But looking at this one here, it's been really kind of trading sideways. It's had
Yeah.
several pops, and I know there's been kind of a very brief short squeeze going on, and stock just ripped higher because of a brief short squeeze. But other than that, it came trading right back down, settled. It's kind of tough to say right here. This one's really been kind of trading sideways for about 6 months.
Yeah, big volatility. What I kind of say is that when a stock becomes a meme stock, I can't really trade it anymore as a trend follower because the just meming a stock makes it so that the trend is not followable usually.
Exactly.
And so also typically stocks below $15, I'm not trading, the volatility is heightened, but also there's no trend here. So I would skip it for now. I would avoid it personally.
Yep,
Next
agreed.
up,
We have
Psy
a which
about
one?
Hood. That's
Hood.
right,
Okay,
Psy.
interesting. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so yeah, I am
Okay. Okay.
down a little bit today.
Uh,
But Helene, it looks like this one recovered quite nicely
yeah.
recently. Looked like it was trying to power through some resistance where the previous all-time highs for the stock were.
Hmm.
Found some brief resistance there. So I would be actually interested to go ahead and consider a bullish position on this one right here.
I would too. I would feel better about it if I saw an up day. Okay. If today ended up
Agreed.
or tomorrow is up, I would feel really bullish on it. Right now, I am bullish, but just lightly bullish because I want to see confirmation that it's absolutely moving up off that middle channel.
Yep, exactly right. Yep, yeah, I would like to see a reversal and start to see some momentum, reaccelerate higher. But yeah,
Hey guys, we're loving these comments. There's so many. We're working as quickly as we can to get through all of your
yep,
stuff.
keep them coming,
But
keep them
we
coming.
love them. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, give us a like, give us a follow. I appreciate it. Miss Liz, I've seen you in a lot of these recent lives. Hi, I appreciate you coming in today. She asked, "Do you have classes?" Not right now. Not right now. Let's see. Rocky said market is cooked. DC is asking us to look at WPay. WPay.
Not
Okay.
sure. That's an
I'm not
ETF.
familiar with this.
Yeah, I'm not. Is this maybe like a type of fintech ETF or something? Weekly
I
pay
have
universe.
no idea.
I
If
have
you guys
no
know
idea
what it
what this
is,
ETF is.
mention in the comments. From a technical standpoint, it's hard to follow a stock or ETF in the first roughly 6 months that it's IPO'd, or started trading. And so for this one, I mean the trend is overall bullish, but once again,
Yeah, it's been moving up, but it's just like we just don't have enough data points to
yeah,
really have sound, solid technicals on this one yet.
I agree.
Yeah, that's kind of my feelings on it.
Okay. Let's see. Rocky said, I like games. GameStop. Riot will do even more. So let's look at Riot, Blaine. Screenshot this for 6 months from now.
Yeah, yeah, Riot has an interesting trend. I mean, just looking at Riot from the technical perspective, have a really positive trend line buy on
Yeah.
this one. It's been active for several months. It's
Oh,
continued
yeah.
to break out. Obviously, it hit a little resistance around 23 level. It's traded up there several times and failed. It's traded back down to the middle counter channel. So it's kind of at a pivotal point right now. Is it going to regain its footing and go up and retest that 23 level again and see if it powers through? I would be interested in following this one. I
Bullish.
don't hate the setup. Yeah,
I'm bullish.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm fairly bullish on this one.
Let's see. FTW asked us to look at Google. You asked for a couple. We're just going to stick with Google right now, and then we'll get to
Let's
your
do
next one
Google.
later. And
Yeah.
Google is one that I've been loving. I absolutely have been waiting for the reacceleration of this because they had this consolidation period from late September into
Hmm.
October, and I saw it start to break out. I entered a spread. I should have done a call. That's always the story, right? And they have absolutely taken off, and I love it. I love it, but they're overheated. They're
Yep.
way
Yeah,
overheated.
short term, obviously massive gap up today after, on the back of earnings last night. They had a great report. They've been overbought for several days, but I will say again, Helaine, we flagged this from several weeks ago in one of these sessions, saying that we really liked the price action from Google. We thought it was poised to move higher, and in pretty short order it did.
Yeah,
Yeah, again, today at current price levels, it's definitely a little overextended. So, if we were looking for a position on this one, which I'm sure we certainly will after the recent leap higher, we probably would just keep this one on our buy list and be waiting a day or two because we'll probably get a more favorable entry, in the next week or so.
totally agree. And guys, hey, we're loving all these comments. Thank you so much for being here with us live. Go ahead and share your stock symbol that you want us to take a look at. That's what we're doing right now. If you're just joining in, we are taking a look at everyone's picks. So go ahead, comment, chat, message us your favorite ticker, and we will take a look at it. We will do a technical analysis. If you're enjoying this, go ahead and give us a like, give us a share or a follow. We absolutely love being live here with you guys. So thank you so, so much. Uh,
Absolutely.
let's see.
Up next, Helene, Uber. That was the
Uber.
one from
Okay.
Bruce. Thanks for putting that back in there, Bruce. What do you think about this one, Helene? This one's been tough.
Ouch. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at a 6 month chart. It's hard to see the real trend. I'm looking at 11 month now, and it's really choppy. It's overall bullish, but I would say there's better opportunities right now.
Yeah, Uber, it's a tough one to trade because, it is year to date up. It isn't an uptrend, but really over the last 4 months, it has lost a lot of that momentum factor to the upside. Just the velocity of the upside hasn't been there. It's just been kind of on a slow creep higher. I mean, it is making a longer term series of higher lows. So,
Mhm.
I do like to see that, but
Yeah.
it's so choppy. It's a high beta stock. It moves a lot. moves much more to the market. So it's been a tough one to trade from just kind of a short-term swing trade perspective.
Yeah,
So
I would look elsewhere right now. That's what I would say personally.
yeah, I think I'm on the same page. I probably would consider some other opportunities.
Next up from Smoochy Boochies is GEV.
GEV. Okay, let's
And
see what we got going here.
quick thoughts, bearish.
Yeah,
Bearish.
agreed. Bearish. This looks like a classic trend reversal.
Yep.
It looks like it traded up, made those new all-time highs. It was consolidating. And unfortunately for this one, it traded up, found resistance again at the 660 level, failed, and now it's actually starting to break out of that consolidation to the downside. And whether it's today's trading, whether it's tomorrow's trading, it looks like it's actually getting set up to form a actual trend line sell signal here. So canceling out that buy signal that's been intact actually since late April right here. So yeah, definitely pretty bearish on that one.
Awesome. Okay, next up is from John. John said, I got in on ticker SAN in May of 2022. Thoughts on the next 12 months? Oh,
Yeah, well,
wow.
obviously
Wow.
European banks have been doing quite well. This is one
Wow.
of the major ones here. Banco Santander, great
That
looking trend.
run.
From a technical perspective, I think this is a very, very strong looking chart. It looks
Oh my
like this
gosh.
one kind of very similar to my BAC setup from earlier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
And for those of you that can't see the chart, looking about what would it be? I'm looking at 11 months out. It went from trading at 450. Now it's trading at 1027. That's a huge move. And the trend is just killer. I mean, it's a classic bull trend, higher highs, higher lows, trading above the middle Keltner channels, primarily bouncing off the middle channel, trading higher. The last 52-week high was it yesterday or was it actually a month ago, Blaine?
It
What
was
was
actually back in
the-
late
Yeah.
September. That was
Okay.
the
It
recent
was
52-week
close.
high close, but it
Close.
got up in that range yesterday.
Yeah.
So it was very close to it, but it just looks like the stock, kind of took a breather for the first part of October. It's now
Yep.
starting to reaccelerate.
Yep.
Really big fan of this chart. And again, Helene, we typically will stay away from stocks that are, really low priced like this.
Yes.
This one's a bit unique though, because even though it's only a $10 stock, we're talking about a $152 billion market cap company
Yeah.
here. This is a massive European bank. So a little bit different there. But yeah, I
Totally agree.
love the trend on this one right here.
Really bullish on the trend personally. I can't speak for the next 12 months of what I think it's going to do, but I'm bullish on the current trend as it stands.
Yep.
Okay. So many questions, guys. We're loving all these comments. We're loving all these questions. Keep
I
it up,
see
guys.
FTW put in the Zoom chat ePay. I know that's
ePay. Did we look at
yeah.
that
Hold
one?
on.
Oh, that
Maybe
doesn't come up.
eBay. I
I
think
don't
there
know.
used to be an ePay, or maybe it was
I think it used
iPay.
to be.
Anyways,
Next
we'll,
up
we'll do
was,
eBay.
oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll do eBay because I tried ePay. Don't think that's an active
eBay.
ticker.
Oh, it was eBay. Okay. Thanks, FTW.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, eBay.
Looks
Rough
like it
trading today.
looks like an earnings move.
Yeah.
Really big swing lower. It took out with that move like all of the recent lows. It is in free fall. And as a trend follower,
Very, very bearish on this chart right here. Yeah,
when stocks in free fall, there's no trend for us to follow and we stay away.
yeah, it looks like a classic double top there on the chart into earnings. It failed following the earnings report. Big swing down today again. Helene, you broke it down pretty good. Yeah, definitely bearish here too.
And Greg just said in our comments, he said, good afternoon, guys. Sorry, I just logged in late today. Can you give us the new picks for today? Absolutely. My pick, Greg, and for those of you that are just joining now on TikTok, Blaine and I broke down our favorite option plays today. Mine was for Rocket Lab, symbol RKLB. And I went ahead and I entered into a debit spread for Rocket Lab. I did let me see here, I can't remember, and it's pulling it up right now. I did the December 5th, 45 and 50 strike call option spread, trading right around 4 points. That's ideally where I'd want to get in on that position.
Yep. And my trade of the day was actually for Bank of America. So it was ticker
BAC.
BAC, really strong trading price action from that one. And I landed on the November 21st expiration and specifically was looking to buy to open the 49 strike call. So that was my trade of the day. I was looking to buy the BAC November 21st 49 strike call. Went ahead and actually placed that one earlier here live. So put that trade in, got it filled. right about the midpoint price on that option. So that was my trade for today.
Awesome. Now, next up, Narayan asked about SFM. Okay, Sprouts is such an interesting stock because this one took off, I want to say over a year ago. It
Yeah, it was
started
a
to
big
really
momentum
trend.
stock about a year ago.
And Blaine and I were like, how in the world is this grocery stock doing so well? Like, I mean, and I get it
Yeah.
after hearing all the hype about Sprouts, and I haven't personally been into one, but I've heard great things about it. I've wanted to go into one. I just don't have one by me. But in terms of the current trend, ouch, that momentum play
Brutal.
totally fizzled.
Yeah, yeah. It's like
Total
all the air has
reversal.
come out of that bubble. It looks like
Yeah,
very, very strong downtrend. So it is trending. It's certainly,
yeah,
a very strong bearish trend.
bearish.
Again, it looks like they had earnings, I think, last night. So they're down about
Yeah,
25% right now.
ouch. Yeah.
So that's a brand new 52-week low. Helaine, when you and I are looking for building a buy list and trying to find new ideas in the markets, typically we're not searching the new 52-week low list.
Yeah.
Especially for a setup like this, even though it isn't a bearish trend, very clear looking at the charts here. Again, it's way, way oversold, technically speaking.
Really
RSI is
oversold.
down
Yeah.
at below 4, way below the lower Keltner channel. So again, massive move down for this one today. It had about a quarter of its share price shaved off its market cap. So,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
would just stay away. It's just too
yeah,
bearish. And now it's overextended. I mean, could it potentially rebound from here because it's so extremely oversold? Absolutely. I am just not, I don't trade that way. We're trend
yep,
followers, and a big move down like this, there is no trend anymore. And it's really heightened volatility. So it could go in either direction. So
exactly.
personally, I'm just staying away.
Yeah, yeah, I would stay away from that one as well too.
Okay, let's see, guys. Next up, user 11026 CEPT. And we're going to go ahead and speed these up again because I see all of your messages and comments building up. We love this, guys. I'm trying to get to them as quickly as possible. CEPT, this one is very volatile. Um,
See. Oh yeah,
I would
that
stay
one's
away
kind of
from
all over the place. I would stay away from that one. Way too volatile for me.
no trend right now. Next up, GABBZ14, Reddit. Earnings tonight. What are our
Oh,
thoughts?
earnings tonight. Interesting. Um,
Okay.
I have to say I don't love the trading into the earnings. Several
Same.
weeks or several months ago, great momentum behind it. Really like the trend, but it's really kind of fizzled out since then. It's really had a trend reversal. The trend lines are about to reflect that.
Yeah. Also,
Particularly
like
with
that recent bounce that we saw last week, it bounced off of the 50 moving average. It was trying to break above and it failed, which looks pretty bearish to me personally.
yeah, and it failed. It made a lower high. It's made three pretty significant lower highs now. It could have a big move after earnings. I'm sure it's probably pricing that in, but
Yeah.
one that I would definitely stay away from.
Agreed. Next up is Beestein 0000 CELH. Okay, this
Okay,
is one
Celsius Holdings. This one I've been watching
interesting.
quite a bit lately.
Yeah.
This and actually Monster too, Monster beverages. Both of these have been performing quite well. The staples have been
Mhm.
lagging. I actually do like the setup, but I will say I'll augment it with this. I like the trend. I think it's a really powerful trend here, but I would
Mhm.
like to see before I would personally consider a setup on this one. See this recent decline over the past 2 weeks. See it start to bounce again. So it's at a
Agreed.
support level right now. This level right here where it was, had some previous resistance. It's back down in that range. So I would like to see it bounce before I'd consider personally putting a trade on.
Totally agree. I'm in the same boat. I really liked their trend a couple days ago, and now it totally just bottomed out. Not bottomed out, but it took out. It's in lower highs and lower lows. I don't love it. I would
Yeah,
want
it's
to
kind of on the
see,
verge right now.
yeah, it could go either way. I would want to see a couple updates in order to confirm the resumption of that bull trend.
Yep, yep, 100%.
Diane is asking about NOK, Nokia. Nokia.
Oh, this one got a huge pop the other
Yeah.
day.
Wow. Oh
It
my
was following
gosh.
some news from Nvidia.
Insane.
Obviously it's had a monster move higher.
Yeah.
It's given a lot of that back, after it had a
Mhm.
big pop after, they announced the partnership with Nvidia the other day. I think this one's way too overheated.
Agreed.
I'd probably stay away from this one.
Same. If I were to be looking to enter a position on Nokia, it is on a technical buy signal confirmed bull trend, but it is technically way overheated. I mean, guys, if you're
Yeah.
not looking at the chart, it went from $4 up to 8.25 in about a month. That's
Yeah, and
insane.
it's been trading above the upper Keltner channel for almost a month or longer now too. So, it's clearly up kind of nosebleed territory.
Yeah,
Really had to blow off top after that Nvidia news the other day. So,
I
it's
would
again starting to pull back now. So I would wait to see some more price action from this one before considering anything. It's way too overextended for me at these levels.
totally agree. Itty Witty asked about Meta.
Oh, Meta. Okay. This is one of the big earnings names from last night.
Ouch.
Helaine, what are you seeing here?
Ouch. Ouch. I was getting excited about Meta before today.
Yeah.
And you know what? Because Mag 7 has been lagging, broadly speaking. Not all of them, but many of them. And Meta was one of them. And I started to see signs of life. It was starting to break out. And I was starting to really watch it closely. And this movement today, this terrible move after earnings tells me to just stay away for right now.
Yep, agree. Yeah, the technicals don't look great. Again, they reported a great quarter last night. I think maybe 10% down is a little harsh, but yeah,
Yeah.
just technically speaking, obviously we're looking at price action as technical analysts. The price action is not great. It just broke out. This is about a new 6 month low where it's trading at right now. Really don't like to see that.
Yeah.
So would need to see some improvement in price action before considering something on this one.
Totally agreed. Now, the Force S is a debit spread for Rocket Lab. Is that bullish or bearish? So that is overall bullish, but the nice thing is it's actually pretty neutral because Rocket Lab could be flat up or slightly down at option expiration, and I could still make money. So typically, I'm doing call option debit spreads when I'm bullish on the stock, but it's a more volatile position because that volatility could swing either way, up or down. And the volatility gives me the time value that the call option spreads make their money on. So overall, bullish position for Rocket Labs.
Yep. And just to add to that, Helene, you have that flexibility and higher probability of it becoming a winner because it is that in the money call
Hmm.
option debit spread. Again, you can trade an out of the money spread or, at the money spread. Doesn't quite exactly offer all the same perks, but with that trade you highlighted earlier and you placed for Rocket Labs, in the money call option debit spread, that's giving it the chance because it is in the money to be able to profit whether stock trades higher, stays flat, or even falls by a little bit. So just wanted to add that to what you said.
Appreciate it. And John said, "Is this my new favorite live while working?" I hope it is.
Yeah, no, I hope so. Glad to hear you're
We're
enjoying
loving
it.
it. We're
Glad
loving
to
this,
have you
guys.
here.
Yeah, if you guys are enjoying our live, go ahead and give us a like, give us a follow. We absolutely love getting to be live here with you guys. This
Absolutely.
is what we do for our work is actually it's financial publishing. We sit behind charts and look at them all day long and look at options trades. And we love getting to do it with you guys. It's way more fun to do it with you guys and having this back and forth than alone at my computer or our
Yeah,
computer.
absolutely. No, love all the interaction. Helene, I saw somebody bring up NVIDIA. We actually have not
Okay.
talked about NVIDIA yet
Yeah.
today.
Yeah. Let's
This
talk
is
about it.
interesting. This one right here, obviously great long-term trend. It's in a, short-term, medium-term uptrend. Really like
Yeah.
to see all that. Little overheated right now. Certainly it kind of
Totally.
took the elevator up the last
Yep.
week. It climbed nothing but, going up 2%, 3 or 4% some days. Just consecutive sessions. So you can't do that forever. It got super, super overheated, particularly in yesterday's trading, giving some of that back today. Their earnings will show out in front of us. I really like where semis are. Semis are one of the strong points in tech right now. That really are one of the market leaders, kind of speaking industry specific there. So I really like Nvidia. Maybe not at the current price levels. I think, if again, this one, Helene, I think if we were to wait about a week, I think we're going to get a better entry point on Nvidia.
I agree. And Monday, if you were live with me, I talked about Nvidia. It looked like they were breaking out, and I said I was really bullish on them. And if you were to have gotten in when I was talking about it, they were trading at 190. They spiked above 210. So quick bullish move, quick swing higher. What we do.
Yeah, and I
Big
think,
trading.
I think the only reason really that Nvidia is down today is just because of the rotation that we're talking about. We talked about earlier that's happening in the market today. We're seeing a lot of
Yeah.
rotation out of tech, out of the ones that have just, really kind of gone parabolic, that have really been some of the strongest market leaders. I mean, heck, just yesterday, Nvidia became the first company to ever be worth $5 trillion. I mean,
Insane.
I heard that it actually made the most recent trillion in market cap in just several months' time. So, I mean, those are just just insane numbers. It's
Yeah.
crazy, but I mean they are seeing just a massive demand for their business. So I think
Yep.
really why the stock's down 2%, just some of the rotation out of that, seeing some of those gains redeployed elsewhere. I mean the biggest thing for them right now is whether their massive customer base. Or rather, their massive customers. It's really just the hyperscaler companies, whether it's the Microsoft, Oracle's, Amazon, Google, whether they keep up their spend. And we got news last night, Helaine, that was part of those earnings reports. They all hiked their CapEx guidance for the next year. So that is going to be a longer term tailwind for NVIDIA. Nothing was concerning in those reports as it pertains to NVIDIA and the direction of CapEx spend on building out AI. So, overall,
But
still really bullish on NVIDIA, but just
yep.
waiting for it to come in a bit.
Exactly. Bullish, technically overheated, needs to pull back before an entry, a
Yep.
re-entry, that's for sure. I personally do have a position on Nvidia because I had a call option debit spread put on them during the last couple weeks or month or so. Just to put that out there. Bert said, "What's up, gang? Hey, Bert, we're loving all your comments. We're loving all the back and forth, so appreciate it. Keep it up." Okay, let's see. I think Harold asked about UNH.
UNH. Oh,
And
interesting. Yeah,
Blane.
this one
We're gonna double
starting
time
to
it.
come back a
We
bit.
are like 50 comments, 50 messages behind on TikTok.
Let's
So
keep going. Let's keep rolling. So
let's
UNH was recovering nicely concerning price action in the last couple of days. It looks like it might be giving
yep,
some of that back. So would like to see it recover first.
would stay away from that for right now until it shows signs of resumption of the bull trend. Beto MRTS.
Oh, NRTS, Northern Trust. Okay.
It said MR, but maybe it was supposed to be N, yes. And yeah, there is
Yeah,
no
Northern
MRTS.
Trust. Okay.
Oh,
Don't love the trend. It's been, if you look back about 5 months, it's exactly flat to where it was trading in late June, early July. Really hasn't kind of gone anywhere. It's been kind of chopping around. I would like to see a more definitive trend breakout.
totally agree with you there. And guys, I'm just going back through all your comments.
See a core
For
weave. Let's do
Elo.
core weave.
Core weave, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, CoreWeave. Okay. Obviously, one of the big players in AI right here. Obviously, big sell off in the stock in June, July, August. Has recovered, found a technical bottom, has been trading higher. So that's really encouraging. But it looks like, the stock did, give some back in the last couple of weeks, trying to recover right now. So I would like to see CoreWeave continue this bounce back, get back up to that 145, challenging that 150 level, just to confirm that we're continuing to see a recovery in the stock. So kind of on the fence about this one right here.
I apologize. Core weave, yes. Yeah, I was trying to go back to see where we had stopped on your guys' comments. Core weave, I agree. I was feeling really bullish on them before that pullback that we saw just, in the last week or so. Would want to see further confirmation of the resumption of the existing bull trend right
Yep. I
now.
know we also have Caterpillar CAT. Helene, what are you
Yeah.
seeing in this one right here?
Oh my goodness, love this one. I think we have a position on
We do.
for Caterpillar, but yeah, we did a spread for Caterpillar, great bull run. Definitely think it's a great trend on a confirmed buy signal, but it's overheated. It's above the upper Keltner channels. We need to see it cool off before we would consider an entry for this position.
Yep, totally agree. But yeah, that trade alert we sent out to our members in one of our premium, alert services, that one's been working out great. Obviously, really getting a nice tailwind from yesterday's big earnings pop. But regarding any new positions or anything like that, we would certainly be looking for this one to cool off, get back in the Keltner channels.
Yeah.
So yeah, would stay
And
away
guys,
just temporarily.
we have about 10 minutes left, so keep on putting your questions in there, keep putting your charts in there. We're going to try to get to all of them if we can, but we're loving having you guys live. We're loving the back and forth. Thank you guys for the comments. Thank you guys for the likes and the follows and all of that. This is absolutely awesome. So Leslie Cat Mama, COP.
COP.
COP. Blaine, I'll handle this one. Let's see. COP. It was in a volatile but nice trend, and now it's broken down. I would avoid this for now until I see more confirmation of the trend.
Yep, exactly. There's some other ones in that sector too that are performing a little bit better. I definitely would look to some of those.
Next up
Um,
is from B Stein 000 IAU. Gold
IAU.
Trust.
Let's see.
Okay, Blaine, I'll let you take this one.
Yeah, this one right here, we have not seen quite enough of a recovery. Obviously, gold kind of went parabolic over the last couple of months. The positioning got so bullish, it got so overheated. Really had a massive blow off top several weeks ago. That's being reflected here in this gold ETF. It's been kind of a falling knife for the past 2 weeks, so would need to see some technical stabilization in this one first to make sure that the selling is behind us and we're starting to see a recovery in this one. So I would probably be a pause on this one right here.
Okay, next up, Intel INTC. This one had
Okay.
been in a consolidation period for quite some time, and then we saw the resumption of that bull trend, that breakout in September. Since then, it's been pretty parabolic. And the question really was, was from JABBZ14. I bought Intel INTC at 20. Is it time to sell? Um, so when Blane and I do our trade management, typically when we're holding a position, after we hit about what, like 25 or so percent return, we'll take a partial profit on our position, and then we'll let our winner keep winning and keep holding, and or look for a change in the trend for the stock. So personally, I would be have probably taken a partial position and then be holding my remaining position because that trend is still intact and it looks like it is just on this killer momentum run.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, totally agree with what you said there, Helene.
Okay, next up, guys. These are awesome. Thank you so much for all these comments. I'm just going through them trying to figure out. Um,
I see in the Zoom chat we got Amazon, Helene. That one's
okay,
coming up
Amazon.
after hours reporting today. Very tough trend on that one. I'm not loving the chart.
No, me neither. It's one of those
Yep.
laggards in the Mag 7. It's just not picking up steam yet. I would stay away.
Exactly. It had every reason to finally, take up some leadership and, break
Yeah.
out to new highs in August, September, but it traded back up, to roughly where its previous all-time high was, couldn't break through, found resistance. At least for now, kind of had a bit of a double top. We'll see it, tonight's earnings hold, but the chart's kind of all over the place. No decipherable trend. I'd probably stay away.
Totally agree. Christine asked about Nike.
Oh, Nike. Well, turnaround story here. Chart's still looking pretty tough. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know they had a big executive change. They're trying to change the direction of the company, kind of get the ship righted. Right now, though, looks like a very, powerful downtrend. They've already reported earnings, so that's kind of out of the way. Looks like we have a actually fairly new technical trend line sell signal going on here, Helene. At least according to my charts, this was the 21 and 63-day EMA. So new sell signals developed. Looks like it's starting to trade back lower yet again. It traded in this move higher. It traded up, hit these. Its 52-week high there, found resistance, and actually, kind of hit its head and traded right back down. I think this one's probably going to continue moving lower.
I totally agree. It's definitely a confirmed bearish trend. If anything, I'd like to do a put option spread on that position.
Totally agree. That's what I was
Um,
thinking too.
let's see. Okay, guys. So many questions. FI.
Oh, that one got smoked yesterday. Fiserv, they were down like 40 some percent yesterday. It was like the worst day ever in the company's trading history. And it didn't get a dead cat bounce today. It's down 6.5% even further. So
Wouldn't touch
um,
it.
yeah, wouldn't touch it. It's super oversold. It's already been in a bad downtrend. I would stay far away.
Next up is Kava from AJSD.
Could go for a Kava Greens and Greens
Oh,
Bowl right now.
same. I wish we
Um,
had one near us. We don't.
Yeah,
And while
love
we're
Kava,
talking
love the
about that,
business. Don't love the industry for an investing
yeah,
standpoint right now. Don't love the chart. Obviously,
yeah.
you can see a lot of pressure the stock's been under. Really long-term confirmed downtrend, very similar to Chipotle, like we looked at earlier. But today's price action, big gap down, almost down 10%, and it's pretty oversold right now.
I
So,
wouldn't touch.
yep,
Greed 007 said, "Wait, are you guys married?" Yes, we are.
we
We are
are. Yep,
married. We both work in financial publishing. We work together every day. So this is literally what we do for work. We love getting to talk to you guys about charts too, because usually it's just the two of us talking about the market and charts and all that. So absolutely love this. Love being live with here with you guys now. So thank you so much for all the questions.
exactly.
Sammy.
Uh,
IDCC.
Helena, I got one here.
Yeah.
that was Palantir. This is one we've been eyeing for the last couple weeks.
Palantir,
Interesting chart here.
love. Yep. On Monday, I saw you're breaking out. I said I was bullish on that position. Nice, quick swing higher there. I currently have a call option debit spread on Palantir. I'm very bullish on them. And today's movement, what? They pulled back, right? Let me see.
They're down about
Oh,
0.4%, but
okay.
you know,
They
again,
pulled
they
back,
kind of
swung back up.
yeah, it's well off the intraday lows. But yeah, this is
Yeah.
one we spotted what about a week and a half or so ago, Helene. We saw the
Yeah.
chart and we're like, hey, it looks like Palantir's finally ready to probably, put some, momentum together, finally trade higher and try and
Mhm.
crack through that $200 per share level. And I think that's exactly where it's going. You see
Yeah.
the pop it's had over the last week. It's really regained its footing, trading higher. I know they do have earnings coming up next week, but I think this one's likely heading for $200.
Yeah, I'm very bullish on Palantir. Until, they are just like the name in the market. Until something significantly changes and sentiment shifts against them, I'm probably going to continue to be bullish on Palantir because you don't bet against bulls, you know.
Yeah,
So
in a bull market, this momentum stock, it's just been one of the top winners.
yeah.
It's got all the tailwinds that all the top winners have gotten this year. It's momentum. It's got a huge AI theme to it. It's in tech. Certainly, Palantir's day is going to come where it's going to have a big sell off and a pullback, certainly. But right now, it's continuing to trade higher. The price action is really clear. The trend's clear, and it's breaking out once again. So really like the chart there.
Okay, Blaine, I know we just have 2 more minutes left and we still have so many questions. Guys, thank you so much for all of these questions. I absolutely love them. Let's go and look at Coinbase.
Okay, Coinbase, how are they doing today? Still
Uh,
kind of all over the place. Really choppy, volatile trading.
yeah,
Obviously this one's, really correlated with, how crypto's trading. Crypto's kind of been pretty volatile lately, not necessarily breaking out, consistent trade higher. So, we're seeing that exact, kind of what we'd expect with Coinbase, given
yeah.
that, the major cryptos are not trending higher. So,
I
you know,
wouldn't touch them. There's no trend right now. And
yep, agreed.
Sammy has asked us, he's been very patient, so I'm going to make sure we get to his. It's IDCC. He's
IDCC.
commented this one a couple times. So I want to make sure we get to it because I really appreciate you staying on with
Whoa.
us.
Interesting.
Wow.
Okay, a couple of interesting things here with this one.
Okay.
Obviously, the trend over the past year really, really strong.
Beautiful.
Particularly, seeing the acceleration for this
Mhm.
one in August, September. Ever since then, the last couple of months, been putting together a very constructive, powerful trend higher.
Yeah.
Looks like maybe
That's
they had
dinner.
earnings
Yeah.
this morning.
Yeah.
Looks like it, but it just super wide range the stock is traded in today, but. Again, with that, Helaine, it's a massive outside day. Just looking how wide the bar is on the chart today, it traded all the way down to about 355. The intraday high was above 410. It's currently sitting at about 396, but it is up on the day right now. So seeing a big outside up day, the stock's up about 3.5% on the day. I would say that's really encouraging. It's a little overheated. It's
It
right
is.
on the edge of being technically overbought. Super volatile day, but I would say that it probably portends that we're going to see the stock moving higher from here.
Yeah, I would say overall bullish. That huge move today is just, it can be tough to find your footing, but leading into it, that trend has been just absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, it's looking bullish.
Yep,
Um, okay, well, Blaine, I think that with that, we're going to have to stop because I know you guys could ask us questions all day and we could answer questions all day about charts. We love this. We absolutely love getting to engage with you guys. Thank you all
absolutely.
so much. But I think that's all we have time for today, at least. So,
Yep, yeah, I think we got to
um,
get back to the markets. We have some things we have to take care of here. But yeah, totally agree, Helene. Thank you all so much, both on Zoom, both on TikTok. Thank you all so much for being here in the room live with us. We love getting to sit down and do these sessions. Go over these charts, kind of give you our ideas, what our personal thoughts on these trade setups are. So thank you so much for being here, and really, really enjoy these sessions. Helene will be back live for sure on Tuesday, but
yeah.
perhaps before then too.
Yeah, probably before then. Blaine, were you going to talk about your newsletter before we
Oh
jump?
yeah, for sure. Let me go ahead and pop that in the chat too. I totally forgot.
Yeah,
So
make
folks, if
sure
you
to
just
put that
tuned
in both
in,
the chats.
Yeah, Helaine, you go ahead and post in the TikTok chat. I'll go ahead and post it in the
Oh,
Zoom chat. But folks, if you
great.
did enjoy today's session, you like seeing how Helaine and I break down the trading, I actually have my own personal newsletter. It's being offered currently. The first month's trial is just $1, so
Yeah,
kind of a killer deal on that. But you can sign up for your first month's trial for just $1, just to check it out, kind of kick the tires, see what you think. But over the weekends, I sit down, I find my absolute favorite trade setup out there in the market that I think has the best probability of continuing to trade higher, end up becoming a very strong trade alert and recommendation. So I put together a nice video newsletter over the weekend, breaking the full trade down, really take a deep dive into the technicals, and show you exactly how I would look to trade that setup. But again, it's my favorite trade idea for the upcoming week. So if you want to check it out, I just put the link in the Zoom. Helene, I think you just
I'm.
popped the link in the
I
TikTok
have
chat.
not yet because I don't have the link and I'm trying to type it in
Oh,
the
my
old-fashioned
apologies.
way.
My apologies. Well, yeah, I can. We'll get that link in the TikTok here in a second. But again,
Yes,
it's just
I'm.
$1 for your first month. So again, you'll get the video newsletter emailed to you every single weekend before the market opens for trading on Monday. So if you want to check it out, the trade alerts I've been sending out to my members have been performing really, really strongly. I think it's something like 38 of the last 39 now. The most time I took the recent count. 38 of the last 39 trade alerts have given my members the opportunity to profit. So
Which is
if they've been
wild.
following along, they've had a lot of great trade ideas that they had available at their fingertips. So would love for you all to check it out. We'll put the link there. Again, it's in the Zoom chat. Helene's working on getting it into the TikTok chat now. So
And
we'd
guys,
love to see you check it out.
if for some reason you can't get the link, you can always just comment. You can or sorry, you can send me a personal message. I'll make sure to send you a link. But yeah, this is what we do for our livelihood is we do stock and option education. And so we absolutely love getting to share it with you guys. Blaine has an awesome newsletter, as he said, been very profitable, given a ton of opportunities to members. So but we just want to thank you all so much for being live with us here. We're going to try to be doing this every single day, and I'll try to post on my TikTok what time we'll be live each day. But I just want to thank you guys so much for your time today. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the comments and for the engagement. We absolutely love it. So if you haven't yet, give us a like, give us a follow, give us a share, anything like that. Thank you all so much.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, thank you all so much again, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you back here soon. Take care, everybody.